Welcome back, friends. So if we've noticed, the lighting is a little different in this video. I'm trying to figure out the lighting in my apartment. Right before our move, my ring light got knocked over and broke. And I have not had the chance to purchase a new one because they are a little expensive. And it just hasn't been in the budget. And my apartment has ceiling lights, and they're placed in wonky places, and one is brighter than the other, and it's just, I'm struggling with my lighting. So we're trying something different. Plus I also eventually I want to get to that point where I have like that darker, moodier tone instead of like the really bright. Like I want to do that like nice deep dark like coloring, and then there's like maybe like a blue or a pink or something in the background. Like I'm pretty sure you guys have seen those because there's quite a few channels that do it. I just love the setting. It just feels so dark and cozy. So this is like as close as I can get with the way my current lighting in my apartment is set up. So do forgive me if we start to see that my lighting starts to look odd in all of my videos. I'm working with what I've got. So yeah. But anyways, we are here today to do the Bookaholics Anonymous tag. Also, real quick, if my sound is low, please let me know. Apparently that's been an issue going on too that I didn't know. And it might actually just be me being paranoid that my neighbors can hear me talking, and so I'm talking too low. To move from a house into an apartment, there's a lot of things I deal with now, being paranoid I'm making too much noise. So anyways, yes, we are doing the Bookaholics Anonymous tag. I was tagged by Chaz over at Bookish Chaz to do this, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it, you know. Plus I like videos like this because when it's just like kind of like random questions where it kind of like gives you an insight into the person besides just like what we read. So these are some really good questions. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this. Question number 1, what do you like about buying new books? For me, it's one of those, like, it's the thrill of it, you know, like, ooh, it's something new. That's really the main reason. It just kind of gives me that little bit of serotonin. Is that the right word? You know, that little bit of kick, you know, you get when you finally like get a hold of something you've been looking for. You're just kind of like, yeah. You know. But I also like, I spend a decent amount of time like looking at stuff before I buy them, especially if I manage to come across something that I've been searching for. Ooh, then that feeling just hits even better. Question number 2, how often do you buy new books? Not as often anymore. When I first initially started the channel, and that was probably like 5-6 years ago, I used to buy books pretty regularly, almost every month and everything. But within the past couple of years, budget has gotten a lot more tight, and so I can't do that kind of shopping anymore. It's just not like physically like in the financial budget, and it would be reckless of me to just continue over purchasing books. I would probably say now I have one book purchase that happens every month because I have the Broken Binding subscription. So every month I at least purchase one book just because of the subscription. But after that, it's kind of like hit and miss if I'll buy some or if I won't buy some. Last year, I would probably say I went a good 6-7 months before I bought any books, and even then it was like 2 or 3 books. It's just, you know, I don't have the finances to do that kind of stuff anymore, and I'm not going to put myself in debt trying to do that. Question number 3, bookstore or online book shopping, which do you prefer? I actually prefer bookstore shopping. I do like looking at them, but a lot of it is because I'm very meticulous about what editions I want on my shelves and the condition of the book. You know, I definitely look for blemishes, you know, if they've been bent, ripped, torn, that kind of stuff. But also I frequent used bookstores pretty often, and I trust buying a used book in store more than I do online. I have purchased them online, and I have been very lucky to get good copies when I purchase them online. but I do prefer like being in store and being able to look at them and kind of browse that way. Plus, like, online shopping has just gotten a lot harder because like everything kind of melds into each other and it's hard to like really find what you're looking for. And then sometimes, like, if you're looking for an older book, the picture will be, it'll show you like one picture and then in the mail you'll get something different because they don't guarantee the copy that you're getting. I can't do that. So I do still prefer in store, but I will use online shopping. Book number 4. Question number 4. Do you have a favorite bookshop? I would say locally there's this little used bookstore that's owned by the sweetest little couple. They are so adorable, but it's a small secondhand store. They specialize in mass markets, and then they carry some manga, and then they have a Japanese section because the husband is Japanese. And it's just, he makes sure that he only puts the best books on his shelves because he curates the store. And I go in there, not a broken spine in sight, no cracks. They're always in such good condition, and their prices are great. They're sweet, they're adorable. Like, I love this little tiny shop. And somebody recently shared it on TikTok, and I was like, don't do that. I don't want people to know about my favorite store. But like, that's one of my favorite used stores to go to, followed by Half Price. I do go to Half Price a lot. I actually live much closer to it now, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Before, I lived further from it, so it took a lot more effort to want to go to it. But now I live like down the street, and I'm like, it's very close. But then outside of that, it would probably just be the normal Barnes and Noble, just Barnes and Noble. What can you do? Let's see. Question number 5. Do you pre-order books? I do. I do pre-order books. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to read them when they come in, but I will pre-order books for authors that I like. I'm actually wanting to pre-order Madeline Miller's newest one. I just haven't gotten online to do that yet. And it's definitely slowed down within the last couple of years because of the whole budget thing that I explained earlier, but I will pre-order books. I actually, in January, I pre-ordered the short story Joiner and Rust by Lavi Tidar, which I have read. It's a short story, so it was $1.99. Yeah, so I pre-order. I don't mind it. Question number 6. Do you have a monthly book buying limit? I do not, because I do not go overboard. I don't go crazy. There's no reason for me to have a buying limit. I shop within my budget. That's pretty much it. And sometimes I'm able to get more out of my money because I know how to shop. And a lot of times if I'm really feeling that itch where I'm like, oh, I really got to get some stuff, I will go and buy used books because I can get more for my money. But as for putting a limit on myself, no, I don't do that because I don't need to. Let's see. Question number 7. Book buying bans. Are they something for you? No. Again, it's another thing that it's not something that I need to do in my life. I don't have an issue of overbuying. Some people would probably think I do because I own over 800 books, but that is over, 5-6 years worth of, no, actually more than that, because I got back into reading books prior to making a YouTube channel. So it's probably like good 7 or 8 years that I have been purchasing books. And again, a lot of them I get on sale. I get half price. I get used. I do have my collectibles, my sprayed edges and stuff like that. But like these are all mass markets. And then those hardcovers by Anne McCaffrey, like $2-3, like a lot of these hardbacks, $2, $3, or not hardbacks, but mass markets, $2, $3, So I don't need to partake in bans because it's not, again, because I don't go crazy and I spend every month buying 50-60 books at a time. There's no reason for me to go on a ban. Some months I just don't have it in the budget, and then other months I do have it, but I don't go crazy. Question number 8. How big is your wish list? I think I would say I have like a wish list on Goodreads. It's got like 30 something books on it, and then I've got like a little wish list put together on Amazon for when the holidays come around, and I can just like throw the wish list at my family because I have to give them exact details for which books I want. So, and it's just kind of like what I put together on there. That's not really just like a hard set in stone like wish list kind of thing. And then the ones that I really do like have like a wish for, I take the time to find them because I'm very particular. So I don't know, I guess you could say 30 books. There's 30 books. I don't even know what are on that one, on that list anymore from Goodreads. I don't know what I put on there. I don't even remember. And then question number 9, which 3 books from your wish list do you wish to own now? So these are not on my wish list, and it's because these are highly sought after books for me, and I want to find the editions that I particularly want, so I don't trust anybody else to find them. And there's actually 4 on here just because I'm an overachiever. But the first up we have is The Essential, Patricia A. McKillop. This was put out last year. I think it was late last year by Tachyon. And it's I want to say it's like a short story collection of a bunch of her different short stories that she's done. She has a few short story collections. But that's one of the newer ones that they put together. And so I would like to get my hands on that. And then the next one on here is Umbria in Shadow by Patricia A. McKillop. This is one of the hardcovers that I don't own yet from her hardcover collection that she has released. I am only missing 3 of them. And this is one of them. There is one that I'm currently looking at online. I'm not going to say where, but I am currently looking at one, and I'm like, should I just... And then next we have The Bell at Sealy Head by Patricia A. McKillop. This is another one that I am missing, that I do not have. And this one is actually proving to be a little bit harder to find, which is driving me just a little bit crazy, but I have seen it a few times. They just haven't been in the best condition, and I am looking for the best condition possible. And then the last one is The Changeling Sea by Patricia A. McKillop. But I have read this one because I own the mass market paperback. I am looking for the hardcover because it has a hardcover that I want. This one is actually proving to be the hardest to find. I have maybe seen it like twice, and I'm just like, give me. And then I will have all the hardcovers that I need for her collection. There's a few other short story collections that I don't have, but from what I can tell from my research, they've only been produced in paperbacks. And then there's a couple of re-releases that Tachyon did that I don't have my hands on yet that I want. And so, yeah, but as for like my most sought after wish listed books, it is those 3 hardcovers by Patricia A. McKillop that I gotta get my hands on them. I have to. And I'm hoping that, that'll happen soon. I'm just fingers crossed it'll happen soon, as long as I can find them. So yeah, and then question number 10 is tag people. Anybody can do this. I don't have anyone in particular that I want to tag. So if you're watching this and you made it this far, then go ahead. This tag is all for you. So that is all the questions. Hopefully you guys learned something new and fun about me today. Go ahead and let me know about yourself. Answer any of these questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to learn a little bit more about you guys too. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.